Oba, oba, oba! Maravilha, maravilha! Maravilha, maravilha, maravilha! Tudo bem, gente? Maravilha, obrigado. Thank you for being here. If you're watching on Austin Music Channel, Channel 16, welcome. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, abraço. Whether you're here in Austin, Texas, or anywhere in América Latina, no Brasil, in Mexico, however you find this for a minute or for the whole hour, bem-vindos. This is Frederico7 at 7 with Frederico7. I like to bring community in these crazy times that we are having the middle of pandemic, and we are deprived of live music, and we are deprived of conversations with musicians. So we are highlighting some music, a lot of it international music, made and produced in Austin, Texas. Austin, the self-described live music capital of the world. We are not having a lot of live music these days, are we? So this is just a small way for us to connect with you, either here on the music channel. Austin, muito obrigado for all of you guys tuning in and for your support. And if you are in my YouTube channel, obrigadão para vocês também. I appreciate all of the help. Right there, you can become a member, and every week and every other week I am having these great interviews with people and showcasing their music. So today we have Brazilian jazz musician, Brazilian trombone player, Felipe Brito. Very excited to have a conversation with him. He's a dynamic guy. He's super talented. And we're going to be talking about how is it to be an immigrant musician in the heart of Texas and being involved with the University of Texas, getting to know the music of our city. So we're going to get to talk a lot about what he's up to. But before that, let's listen to some music from our friends. Yeah, we got some music from some of our folks that have been to the show here before with us. And one of the songs that has been released recently by Leti Garza, our friend Leti Garza. She's got a new video that I wanted to share with you guys. Leti Garza, she is a Pan-American songwriter here in Austin, Texas. This one is called La Impaliza, the Brown Recluse Mix. Así va. Let's see what's up with that. Merengue. Merengue.
Dime niña quién te besó a la orilla de la empaliza. Dime niña quién te besó a la orilla de la empaliza. La culpa tuvo tu mamá, que la justicia no hiciera nada. Por eso a mí me gusta el merengue de la empaliza. A la orilla de la empaliza. El merengue de la empaliza. Si tu mamá tuvo la culpa, tu papá tuvo mucho más. Si tu mamá tuvo la culpa, tu papá tuvo mucho más. Como fue, se descuidaron, que la justicia no hiciera nada. Por eso a mí me gusta el merengue de la empaliza. A la orilla de la empaliza. El merengue de la empaliza. Oye niña, qué bueno está el merengue de la empaliza. Oye niña, qué bueno está el merengue de la empaliza. Como fue, se descuidaron, que la justicia no hiciera nada. Por eso a mí me gusta el merengue de la empaliza. A la orilla de la empaliza. Mira Mira niña, qué bueno está. Las mujeres son de Santiago ya viven bien. Las mujeres son de Santiago y a Santiago ya viven bien. Y por causa de las mujeres sanjuaneras soy yo también. Y por causa de las mujeres sanjuaneras soy yo también. Mira niña, qué bueno está. A la orilla de la empaliza. Mira niña, qué bueno está. A la orilla de la empaliza.
Si van pasando la cuesta Mamolique, abran bien los ojos, la mente y cuídense el corazón. Hay panditas, hombres, lobos y seres extraterrestres aquí. Mi Jaime Maussan puede explicar la vida en este lugar. Así que easy, compadres. Aquí estoy para el guachicoleo y por el CD los acompaño hasta el amanecer. Mi amor, si estás escuchando, cómprame una coca. Mi amor, si estás escuchando, cómprame una coca. Mi amor, si estás escuchando, cómprame una coca. Hay panditas, hombres, lobos y seres extraterrestres aquí. Si van pasando la cuesta Mamolique, cómprame una coca. Abran bien los ojos, la mente y cuídense el corazón.
Eso. Yes. That was first. Right now we heard Mamulike by Easy Compadre, right here in Austin, Texas. Global Austin, Texas. It's whole Southwest. We live in an ecosystem where music goes all the way from Brazil, which is, oh, today we have a very Brazilian show with a Brazilian host and a Brazilian musical guest. But all the way from here, all the way, to north of Canada is all on One America. And we see the music in Austin, like the music you heard from Easy Compadre. They have a cool new tune. That was Mamulike. And before that, we heard Leti Garza, dear friend Leti Garza, Pan American songwriter, with a merengue. Yeah, she was keeping it real with a merengue. Can you believe it? Okay, I want to share a little clip of music from our special guest today. So let me check it out. Let's check it out, shall we? We got, we're going to have a conversation with Mr. Felipe Brito. That's right. That's right. And I'm going to share a little bit of his playing so that we can get some context into how beautiful his sound is. Here he's playing with El Tiburon. El Tiburon, beloved jazz musician here in Austin. Let's check it out for a little bit. Maravilha, maravilha. Opa, e aí, queridão? Tudo bem?
Hey, I'm good. Tudo bom?
Que coisa! É sonzeira boa!
Thank you, valeu, thank you.
Não, maravilha. Obrigado pelo tempo. Thank you so much for being here, having this conversation where I was telling people earlier, right now, we don't have the opportunity to be talking to each other because in the real world, we would be seeing each other in a show.
Right.
And hey, how you doing? And then we would exchange stories and exchange things. Right. And we are a little bit deprived of that. So how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm good. Thanks for having me here. Congratulations on the show. This is a great show. Such a great idea. Bringing the Austin community together. So thank you for doing that. Great music also. Definitely inspires me to do some of that as well. I'm good, have been busy, trying to be busy. I think that's one of the best ways to go through the pandemic and, teaching, working with nonprofits, playing in my room, in my office, not really playing, doing some recordings, but, we had actually a lot of stuff that we were trying to play together, but yeah, here with you now, so I'm happy about it.
Oh man, it's the least that we can do at this time, like you're saying, trying to be here day by day, see what we can do. Sometimes with musicians, I have conversations. Some folks are like, "Oh, I'm practicing a lot," and others are like, "Oh, I'm taking a break, man." And so everybody navigates this in a different way, and you're absolutely right. I was envisioning that 2020 and this season was going to be very productive for you because I was seeing some good musical work and marketing work that you were doing. So I definitely want to have the opportunity to talk to you about these different parts of you because you are a musician, you are an educator, and then you also have your marketing company. And so there's different things that you do. So we're going to get into it a little bit. Felipe, so let's start from the beginning, how did you fall in love with music, and how did it begin the path of okay, I'm gonna make this a big part of my life?
Yeah, no. So I'm from Brazil. This town called Itu. It's in São Paulo. state of São Paulo. It's just 1 hour from São Paulo city. So, growing up, I mean, I was constantly involved with music. Before I was born, my mom used to teach guitar at church, and my dad also played at church guitar, and they both sung at church. And their parents also were musicians, even more. Like my grandfather used to really play guitar, and my dad's dad also played guitar, cavaquinho, in like samba and stuff like that. But with me, I went from an experience where music kind of opened up a new opportunity for me to find new friends. And that's what I tell my students all the time, because at the time I was going through this like, process. You can tell from my voice that my voice is a little rasped. Like when I was young, I actually had like 16 surgeries in my vocal cord.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when I told my mom that I was gonna play trombone, she was like, okay. So, but that was something cool because it was like some type of like note that I had on my vocal cords, like a papilloma, and then it went away. But I had all the surgeries and stuff. So I used to swim a lot. I was really down on it, and then really big on swimming. But then eventually when I saw my friends playing in band, I was like, I want to do that. I want to, I prefer to hang out with people than being on the swimming pool like by myself, So I jumped in, and it was crazy, I think from the time that I was in my community, I was playing like 3 community bands, marching band, and then I started like gigging at age 16. I was playing at night in clubs and stuff, weddings.
Wow.
My mom needs to give like some type of authorization for me to go play those gigs. So really young. And then I think that, but I mean, talking about how I felt in love, I think that's how I felt in love, was pretty much seeing my friends and all the doors it could open, through music.
Man, that is inspiring. I have been reading the autobiography of Santana, the guitar player, and very much like you, he describes starting very young and coming from a family that his father was already a musician, and just having it around and having that experience. So like you're saying, getting the authorization to get to those gigs, and I can imagine all of those memories. And we have some things in common. I do have family in Itu as well. So if there is anybody in Itu that is watching us,
I didn't know that.
Hello to my sister-in-law and my brother, who is actually, they are right now around that area, Sorocaba, Itu, the interior of São Paulo. Yeah. No, that's great. And here we are meeting in Austin, in Texas.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's really good.
Before we move on, here there's some folks that are saying hello to you. So let's say hi to Doug there. Douglas tá falando um alô aí. And hey, he wants us to tell some stories here, about your adventures at Carlos Band.
So that's one of the community bands that I used to play. And then, all of my friends from that time, they're still my friends. And this educator, Geraldo Domingues, who was like one, my inspiration to be a musician. There's so many people, and if I don't say all of their names, it's gonna sound bad. So I'm not gonna say anyone else's name, but they know it's like all of them. It takes a village, literally. And I think that, from that experience, I decided to go to college for music in Brazil. And then I got a full scholarship, and that was great, at Unicamp, State University of Campinas. And that's when my life, changed it completely, because I was doing music 24 hours a day, literally. I would wake up at like 6 a.m., do some like workout, and then be at 7 a.m. outside in front of like the music school playing trombone. And the teachers would like be ready to teach, and listening to that trombone like outside. Is like, dude, what are you doing? playing long tones at 7 a.m. But yeah, it was super fun. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if there was, you had a lot of discipline to, because you're saying, even your body physically, you had some challenges with vocal cords and stuff, and you had to get that discipline to get back into your body. And then I wonder, you were involved in music young, so I see, that common thread of, yeah, you are showing up early, working on those sounds, and it paid off. um we so then before we go to the next chapter, yeah, let's say hello here, because yeah, no, Samantha is here, she's saying hello to you. Catherine Brown as well, saying
Oh.
hi. Hello, Catherine. E aqui o Doug outra vez. Mas, Felipe, you talk to me a little bit of you are a Brazilian immigrant musician here in the United States. How was the transition, that you got into the US and then to play music, and now that you are in UT, tell us a little bit about how it's been to get into Austin, Texas as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot there, but I would be like short because, I don't want to be like taking so much time in all the details. But the short story is just, I was finishing up I've actually finished my undergrad studies, and then I was a band director. I was teaching and gigging a lot, and I met my professor from Indiana University at this music seminar in Brasilia, which is the capital in Brazil, right? And at the time, I didn't speak English, and that was like 2010, and then end of 2010. And then, he really liked the way that I sounded. It's like, yeah, you sound good, but you need to speak English if you want to go to the US. So that's what I did. I pretty much like studied by myself. I took some classes later on to pass the TOEFL exam, which is like super complicated exam that we have to take. And then I got accepted to Indiana University to do my master's degree. I saved a lot of money from gigging and teaching. And then I went to IU. Sorry, I said UT, IU, Indiana, Bloomington. And I stayed there for 3 years. I got my master's degree. I actually got involved with arts administrations there, and worked at the Cali Business School.
What was your master's? Your master's was in the performance, or was in the...
Yeah, it was in trombone performance, but then I also concentrated in arts administration. And I loved everything that I was learning from the philanthropy and just nonprofit work. And then from there, I went to Cleveland, where I met my wife. And I went to the Cleveland Institute of Music, got a full scholarship there to study at CIM, and just studied with everyone from the Cleveland Orchestra. Got a gig playing with the Cleveland Opera, was gigging everywhere. Had my trio, Brazilian trio, Paulo Costa trio, that was super successful in Cleveland, and was working with nonprofits there that I still connected. And then eventually I decided to do like a doctoral program because I really wanted to be more connected with academia. And, I want to be called like doctor, for a sense, not only to be that, have like the license, but also the knowledge, I really, I don't only want to have the passion. And at UT, what I do, I'm finishing up my doctoral program in trombone performance and arts administration through LBJ, School of Public Affairs, where I took a lot of classes and learned a lot about fundraising, grant writing, philanthropy, and nonprofit management, social media marketing. So I try to apply that for the type of work that I do with nonprofit, as a performer as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that is terrific to see, you're working with the heart and with the brain and bringing it together, right? Like, so your heart could shine and your passion could shine. You knew, like, wow, I have to speak English to the point that in one day I'm going to be giving an interview in English. And
That's
and
right.
so that's cool, that I see these different things, and then I'm like, wow, let me fully understand my discipline and my instrument, not just from the practical side, like you've been playing a lot of gigs and playing with people, but also in the intellectual and academic side. That is terrific. Felipe, question that I get from music lovers, of course, I'm a songwriter. I play Brazilian pop, and I mix elements. So people sometimes ask me, how do I navigate American music and Brazilian music, and what do I have to learn, and what do I have to share from these two universes? Let's talk about that a little bit. You now, I have seen you collaborating with several jazz musicians here in the US and so forth. Um, how is that world for you? We in Brazil, we have our swing, our nossos acentos. Now we have our way that we place accents and rhythms. How has it been for you playing music in Austin, in the streets of Austin?
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, your work, your music is awesome.
Oh, thank you
When
so
we
much.
met, when I found out about you, I was like, this is great. Like, it's very unique, and yeah, I mean, I think that is one of the advantages of the Austin music scene. You have a lot of music, and there is a space for your music. In Brazil, I played a lot of samba, and then at the university, especially, I started playing, so many variations of samba, like samba rock, which is like samba hockey. I played a lot of that in São Paulo. And coming from that aspect to when I moved to the United States, I actually started playing a lot of bossa nova, I was not doing that a lot because we wanted to play more like jazz and standards in Brazil, and just not too much bossa nova, and of course like traditional Brazilian music. But here I started playing a lot of bossa nova and getting into transcribing solos, understanding the language, learning more about harmony. And for jazz, I have a lot of respect. And at UT, I took lessons with Paul Deemer, and now every once in a while I take a couple lessons with Andre Hayward. And I just feel like I use the jazz language for my Brazilian music. I don't consider myself a jazz musician. I don't think that I'm a jazz musician because the music that I do is pretty much Brazilian music, and of course I use the jazz language, but I feel like I'm out constantly learning about it because, like you said, it's like the natural language is the Brazilian language for me. So when I go for jazz, I feel very humble to learn and listen a lot, So, but I love the music scene. So many great trombone players, so many great musicians. When I played at the Elephant Room, for example, I mean, you learn from one gig, just listening to people on the bandstand. It's just amazing, the level. So I'm really grateful for that.
Oh man! And as you were talking, I just we want to say hi to everybody, the communities of the Elephant Room, all of the musicians. I know the Elephant Room; they are keeping going. If you never heard, if you live here in Austin and you never heard of the Elephant Room, or if you are in Brazil, if you come to Austin to visit, you definitely have to go because it's the place of jazz here. It's a little underground place, and also to our there's a couple of other places. I'm friends with the folks at Parker's Jazz Club. So all of the jazz clubs in town they're doing some streaming events and so forth. It's great that you had the opportunity to be in those places to play, and also that you feel it has been useful to you. Felipe, so you are playing. You are active at the UT program. Let's talk a little bit about, because there's two sides. First, the musical side, and then the arts administration and the marketing. Um, uh, Musically at UT now, what have you been up to? Are you writing with others? Are you performing in the orchestra? Are you guys even able to? Have you guys been getting together in any way, shape, or form? How is the experience of you as a music student right now?
Yeah, so right now the situation is very limited because of COVID. I also work as an academic assistant for the communications department. So everything that you see on social media at the Butler School of Music, that's what I do. I love highlighting the, just people, musicians, alumni, current students, faculty, staff. I learned a lot from my bosses, and I just love communications and arts administration. So, but yeah, I mean, I played with the UT Jazz Orchestra, which was an amazing opportunity and experience. I was playing lead trombone, which was, I played in big bands in Brazil and in the US. But when you're playing at that level, we played with Joe Lovano. I mean, it's just amazing. Jeff Helmer, Dr. John Muse, they are constantly, teaching us a lot. And that was great. And also with the UT Orchestra, Wind Ensemble, Professor Junking, and also new music. And then right now, the only thing that is happening a little bit is the trombone choir, which last summer we're actually going to Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, last summer I was going to Cuba, Brazil, and Japan, and Cleveland, But nothing happened. I just stayed in Austin, which is okay, just fine. But that's what is happening right now, at UT. I think that with the vaccines, we are probably going to be able to do more performances, which everyone's excited about it. But, I think that, as you said at the beginning, I'm taking one step at a time because we don't really know what is going to happen. So whatever I can do, even if it's a record, I'm happy to do.
Yeah, see, this is so true. We say this so much, but we have to keep affirming to ourselves. It's one day at a time. If I was able to, today we are here having this interview and sharing a little bit, and then and if that gets us to the other day, then we can keep on going. And as musicians, we are part of sharing joy and connection and love. And it has been difficult to see all that is happening in the world and all that is happening around us. So yeah, it does affect us in different ways. But I see that bringing like this connection for you. So you get excited not just from bringing people together with music, but you get excited giving a platform to people.
Right.
So you were mentioning that you have been thinking a lot about the challenges that musicians have to market themselves or to do social media, and that you started working on initiatives to help musicians and so forth. Talk to us a little bit about it. If there are musicians listening and people that some folks here may be interested in some of what you're doing.
Yeah, sure. No, thank you. Yeah, a little bit before that, just to mention, before COVID, I had a residency at UYO on Manor Road, which is a part of the El Chile group. So that was one of these like collaborations. I have a really strong sense of community. When I was in Cleveland, we were constantly connected with the Brazilian community there. Mostly Brazilian community, but Americans, Latinos. And here in Austin, that was a great opportunity. Unfortunately, because of COVID, the restaurant actually closed. But
And it
Hopefully,
was such a shame because a beautiful restaurant. So let's send a hi to anybody involved with Yuyu's restaurant in the past. A great place. And we were gonna play there together.
we were.
Just a rain check on that. We'll do that.
We will. Absolutely. Yes. No, we will come back if it's in one of their other restaurants for sure. And
Yeah.
we were like employing, I mean, almost, I don't know, 30 musicians a month, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Latino musicians, African Americans, and also American musicians, that played, Latin jazz or any reference of, those cultures. So that was really cool. But from that, I was already doing some work with social media, and I had Dr. John Muse and Memphis Train, which I played with then. I was doing social media for them, and then I just decided to increase that. And then recently I opened my own business, Brito Consulting LLC, which I help nonprofits, musicians, and artists at a very, very fairly price. And I say that with pride because I definitely don't do it for dentists or doctors. I'm literally doing it for that type of public. That's my target audience, because it would not make any sense for me. And the goal is to help tell their story. Every time that I talk to a potential client, for example, everyone's a little worried about, well, I don't have anything coming up. Like, but that's about your legacy. We want to talk about everything that you have already done. We want to talk about you. And also, at UT, I went and got some specializations from social media marketing, data analysis, Google Analytics, SEO, all to help everyone that I work for to be successful. For example, at UT, we're able to raise, I think that honestly, almost $40,000 from different social media fundraising campaigns. One for the trombone choir, jazz orchestra, green couches, chamber music series. And then at Amistad Caribbean Arts Camp in Cleveland, we were able to raise from individual donations in social media more than $30,000, which was really good. So, and everyone that I work for, I dedicate all of my energy, and I'm constantly learning. If I don't know anything, I actually get consultations from my friends that have been doing this for longer than me. But it's just something that I do as a community work through those platforms.
That is some great work, and I know that we're gonna, hopefully in the fall we'll get back to having more opportunities, and then folks can get together with you as well, if people are nonprofits, organizations, or musicians that are interested in maybe having a consultation, talking about, I would like to know what a marketing plan is and what it could be for me. They could reach out to you. That would be fantastic. Felipe, we have more people that are saying hello to you. So let's
see.
Hey, olha aí, ó. Paulo
Costa.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
And and then I hear someone very important here.
He mixed like wrong letters in Portuguese and English at the same time. But I love it.
Welcome to the club. That's a mistura do português com o inglês. Não, maravilha. Obrigado também. Obrigado aqui pelos comentários. Thank you, everybody that is watching us, either Austin Music Channel 16 here in Austin, ou se vocês estão no YouTube, Facebook, whether here in Austin, anywhere in the US, no Brasil, México também. We have friends in América Latina. We're catching up here with Felipe. Felipe Brito, fala pouquinho pra gente essa parte que você estava falando um pouquinho, aonde você vê o próximo passo, assim, é difícil, né? Agora um pouquinho a gente imaginar qualquer coisa acontecendo, mas se você pudesse sonhar, if you could dream a little bit about what would a great 2021 ahead be for you, if you could dream and put a wish out there for this year, what are some of the things that you think would be nice steps for your music and for your business?
Yeah, I think that, I'm very grateful, first of all, for everything that I have. It's always really hard to get anything, and since the very beginning, being an immigrant, I knew that I needed to have control over my image and control over my story. I wanted to tell my story, and it's really important. And for 2021, I think that it doesn't matter if you're an immigrant or not, if you are a musician or an artist. This is a great opportunity to look back at your mission, at your goals, and pretty much tell everyone your story. Using those, if it's using those platforms, or even if you do something like you are doing right now. I think that you learn a lot about a person when you pretty much share experiences from your life. So I definitely wish that all my friends that are musicians, they put themselves out there and try to explore this aspect, because we're constantly on play. Before COVID, I couldn't believe that I had that schedule. And everyone that is a musician is definitely agreeing with me. It's like how I was doing this. It was pretty much like wake up and work, and
Yes.
then like arrive home. My wife constantly complained about me about it because I didn't have a lot of time together. She also works a lot, which makes it a little easier. But it's just like constantly playing and teaching and going here, going there. But that's what we do. That's what we love to do. So I think that now is a time for us to look. If you need to take some time off from the horn, I did that also. It's super healthy. And I think that is good for you to pretty much organize who you are and tell your story. I think it's a great opportunity for that.
I am going to take your words to heart. Take the time, look at the mission of what we do. It's always great to reevaluate. So important. Felipe, we're going to end our interview with a little game that I like to play. So we're gonna get to know you here. So here's the deal. This is a questionnaire by a philosopher called Proust. And he designed it to kind of get fast answers from people when you're trying to get to know folks. So since we're getting to know you in the Austin music scene, the thing is you have to say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, you can't take too long. And if there is a question that you don't know, just say pass. You can just pass to the next one. Okay? So here it goes. What is your perfect idea of happiness?
My wife.
Ooh, what is your greatest fear?
Not being able to hang out with my family and friends, I think.
If there is something that you don't like about yourself.
I don't have too much fun. I work too much, I think.
And something you don't like about that you see other people in other people.
Not being able to share and understand community.
That's important. What is a living person that you admire?
Wynton Marsalis.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you? What is one extravagance that you have? One thing that you a little bit fancy about?
Ice cream.
Excellent.
Ice cream.
What do you consider something that is overrated?
Oh,
You
taking too long. I would say just taking too long to take an action. It's overrated. Just go and do it, you know?
Oh, nice, nice. Uh, what is the quality that you like the most in a human being?
Um, I I would say community again, you know, that can be seen during COVID. I think that even though sometimes it's hard when we need each other, we kind of like, yeah, let's do it.
Nice. When and where were you the happiest?
I think that we've most recently, I would say, okay, because it's hard to remember. I would say in Rio with my wife, just enjoying Ilha Grande, playing
Oh,
music. That was
beautiful,
fun. That was fun.
beautiful. Which talent that you would like to have?
When I was young, I would like to be like a superhero. So I don't know, maybe uh, be even more productive. That's kind of
Mm,
weird. I don't know.
yeah, I see. What do you consider one big achievement of yours?
Being able to help other people.
Beautiful. Where would you most like to live?
You know, it doesn't matter if I have good people around me. That's all.
Nice. Your most treasured possession?
My trombone.
Yeah, of course.
Actually, even mine. One time I was doing this thing, and the guy said, "I was like, tell me a fancy car," and I said, "Go," like Volkswagen. It's like, why you didn't say Ferrari, man? You know, it's like, dude, I don't know. It's like, I don't think like that. I don't have that level. You know,
You're
I'm
like,
like
as,
Volkswagen. I was like, Volkswagen, is that,
as
you
long as
know,
I got a car is gonna take me to point A and top B, that's gonna be
it doesn't break. It's fine. But sorry, go ahead.
no, you're good. You're good. We only have a few more. Do you have a favorite writer?
Um, Not a favorite, you know, to be honest.
No,
Not a
no, that's
favorite.
fine.
Yeah,
That's
one of
fine.
the guys, one of the guys that I like a lot, which is about deep work. Carl Newport.
Carl
He's a
Newport.
yeah. Uh, you know, he's probably one of my favorites. I don't have like my favorite. You know, we read so much in academia that I don't have like my favorite. But
Hey, but it's nice just to have one name that comes to mind. Uh,
yeah,
do you have a favorite hero? Herói. Super-herói.
yeah. I am in between like Batman and Black Panther just because of what he represents. But growing up, I was a Batman person. You know that
Mm,
I think that I'm more Batman. I would say just that crazy dude that doesn't have the superpowers, but he's gonna go for it no matter what. You know.
amazing. Amazing. Do you have who are your heroes in real life?
My mom, my teachers, uh, all my teachers in Brazil, my teachers here in the U.S.
Oh,
All my trombone teachers. Yeah.
and that is beautiful. And if you had a motto or a saying that describe you, what would it be?
I have a lot of phrases that I repeat every day, but I think that one that stuck to me a lot that my teacher from Indiana, Peter Ellison, he shared with me was discipline is to do the right thing in the right time all the time. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
And
is.
actually, that phrase came from the Alabama football coach. So it's not really, I don't know who created. It might be like a football coach, but it doesn't matter. It's just a great phrase. And discipline, not on the sense of suffering, but just doing the right thing, that type of thing.
Oh, amazing. Felipe, we're almost at the end of our time. I wanted to, some more hellos here. Hey, Francisco, he's giving a shout to you, and great teacher that you are. That is awesome. Thank you, Francisco, for tuning in. We got hello from Sueli.
Oh, that's my
Hey,
mom.
a sua mãe, querida. Ok, a sua herói na vida real.
Yeah,
Sua mãe
yeah.
e seu pai. Olha aqui, ó. Aí aqui o seu setembrino. Maravilha, maravilha. Querido, thank you so much for your time. If you're watching here, channel Austin 16 or Facebook and YouTube, we've been talking to Felipe Brito, Brazilian jazz musician. Can see his get in touch with him right here on his website in terms of building community. In doing some marketing for music, but also nonprofits, or if you just need a beautiful Brazilian jazz to come serenade you sometime, he is your guy. Felipe, obrigado por estar aqui comigo, viu? Thank you so very much. E vamos fazer outra, né? Eu continuo com esse showzinho aqui, so I'll invite you to come back here several months from now, see how you're doing.
Thank you, my friend, Freddy. You're the best, man. Thank you. Obrigado, muito obrigado. And congratulations again on your show. And thank you for having me. And keep doing it because it means a lot to the Austin community. And people are very thankful for having you and everything that you do.
Oh, man, thank you so very much. And to everybody watching, we are going to play a little bit. I'll play a little bit more of you. This is you at the Elephant Room, which is a place that we are missing a lot right now. So, as I play this clip out, muito obrigado, Felipão. Agradeço a sua presença.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you so much, guys. I see you next time. Obrigado, obrigado. Abraço na alma, beijo na alma. Remember, can help out by following YouTube channel right there. Here at 7 Frederico7. Always bringing community, music e alto astral. Take care.